Hi everyone and welcome to bioequestrian. As you may have noticed, our videos have been a bit complicated lately, so let's just get back to the basics for a moment today. The most crucial thing in horse riding is to know which one of our body parts is responsible for which movement, so how to actually ride a horse. That being said, let's start our video. From the heel to the knee, we've got an aid called the leg. Ideally, only the gastrocnemius muscle on the inside of the calf is working. This aid is responsible for lifting one of the horse's hind legs, and only for that. If the horse has to lift the right quarter, we add the right leg. If we want to lift the left quarter, we use the left leg. Most of us have also tried using both of our legs at the same time. It is logical that the leg aid can only work when the horse's quarter corresponding to it is placed on the ground. The horse will not lift the already raised leg. Therefore, the moment we use our leg is more important than the strength of our aid. Moving up, we've got the knee. It is responsible for the horse's knee, that is the direction the step will head towards. Since that is the case, the advice to hold on to the saddle with your knees wouldn't be the best. The knee is also useful in lateral movements and for shortening your stride. Your knees can be used to shorten the horse's stride only on one of its sides. Any stiffness in the rider's knee will result in stiffness in the horse. Also, your thigh can be an aid to move the horse's hind end, and it can help with gaining balance and stepping under the rider. Above the knee, we can spot the hip. Your hip is responsible for the horse's hip. It imparts forward or backward movement, determines the reach of the stride, and thus whether the stride will be shortened or extended. This is a very effective aid, especially since it is strengthened by most saddles. Unfortunately, it is easy to fall into the habit of constantly pushing with the hips, which sometimes is even encouraged. In my opinion, this indicates a lack of rider's suppleness and a lack of effectiveness of other aids. The horse, by definition, will go where its hind quarters go, which is why it is so important to feel whether your horse puts its hind leg exactly under you and is stepping under you on the correct side, or whether it is escaping from your aids. Above the hip is your upper torso. It should be mostly independent of the lower torso. We already spoke a bit about this in the video regarding turns, so you can go back and watch that. An important element is symmetry around the line of the spine. One side is always stronger than the other for both the rider and the horse. So it is really important to control the imbalances as well as possible. Your stomach muscles actually make controlling these imbalances possible for us. For the rider, they are absolutely essential to maintain a steady and dynamic balance. Without them, it is practically impossible to sit properly in both trot and canter. If you want to sit well in the saddle, you've got to exercise those muscles. Next, we've got the shoulder rim, so the two shoulders and everything in between. The shoulder rim is responsible for the horse's shoulders. The more put together the rider's shoulder blades are, the more elevated steps the horse will be able to offer, and the more relaxed and forward movement will be possible. If we want the horse to move its front legs in a given direction, we should turn our shoulders there. And here it gets kind of confusing because next we've got the shoulder, which is just one shoulder, and that is the part of the arm from the shoulder joint to the elbow. It is responsible for the direction in which the horse's neck is going. It is useful whenever we want to flex our horse, and it determines the direction of the horse's movement and the contact on the outside rein. It is also responsible along with body weight for our speed. Moving down our arms, we've got the forearm, so the part of the hand from the elbow to the end of your fingers. It is used to communicate with the horse's mouth and only that. I like to think that this part of my body belongs to the horse and it is my horse who kind of plays with it, and I only follow his or her movement so that I can stay relaxed and flexible. This is the part of the rider's body that must be flexible and soft, almost completely independent of the other body parts. It's nice if the horse knows that this part of the hand is going along with whatever moves they decide to make, rather than forcing it into doing something specific. And the discussion about what should be going on with the rider's hand and the horse's mouth should be mutual between the rider and the horse. So you should be able to feel what your horse is the happiest with and what is the best thing to do with your arm. And at the very top we've got the head. It is crucial for maintaining balance. The head weighs quite a lot, and because of that it has to stay vertical to the spine. Any movement of it laterally from the vertical line of our spine changes the balance of our whole body. It's like a ball on the end of a lever. From physics classes, you probably know how important it is for our ball to stay in place so the lever doesn't move. So the head should turn right and left, but always vertically. Tilting the head sideways is a huge mistake. Forward and backward movement also matters. It matters a lot to the horse, which way the rider is looking. The whole system is then instantly directed in the direction the rider is looking in. So if we don't want to go somewhere, let's just not look there. It is definitely better to look in the direction we want to go, and there's a huge chance that the horse will take it as a sign to turn. All of that is a result of the head being attached to the spine, which controls basically everything. Not only does it combine the whole rider together, so hips with the shoulder girdle, but it is also responsible for suppleness. People often like to talk about the horse's suppleness and don't mention anything about the suppleness of the rider. Any rider who curves and tightens the spine prevents movement in the much needed sections of their own spine. To require suppleness from the horse, we must first require it from ourselves. Flexibility and suppleness of the spine can be kept up only when each vertebrae of the spine separately is evenly placed on the previous one. Thus, wanting to ride perfectly, we must also take care of the condition of our own body and its symmetry. As per usual, we have prepared a little pro tip for you guys. So, halts and transitions between gaits are easier to perform if the hip dictates them. If the hip says stop, then there is a huge chance that the horse will halt. It doesn't mean getting tense and thinking about stopping, but stopping the hip literally, as if I was walking and stopped suddenly. Try it out and remember to always half halt before you do anything else. I hope you will once again discover regions that are simply overlooked or missed in daily training by watching our video. Let me know down in the comment section. And don't forget to give us thumbs up if you found the video at least a little useful. Remember, you can always contact us at bioequestrian@gmail.com. Stay tuned and check out our Instagram and TikTok for even more content.